Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're taking a look at two e-bikes that were sent out by the kind folks over at Velotric. Now Velotric categorizes these bikes in their fitness lineup. So to me, a fitness bike needs to promote, well, fitness, I guess. Getting on your bike and having it be easy and fun to ride around on, and both of these bikes do that very well. Now in this video, we're gonna cover price, geometry, and then compare the two against each other to find out which one might be better suited for you. On my left, we have the T1ST, which stands for step through. Behind me is the T1, which is your more kind of aggressive, speed-oriented e-bike. Now, at the time of this video, the step through model goes for $12.99, whereas the non-step through, the T1, goes for $17.99. What are you getting for in either one of these? I'm happy to report that both of these bikes share the same motor and same battery in that they get 350 watts nominal with a 600 watt peak. The step-through model is rated up to 52 miles, whereas this one gets up to 70 miles. The big differentiating factor outside of geometry and riding position and color is that the T1 has a completely different way that you interact with it. This has a Smart Plus motor, whereas this one has just the Smart motor. Now what that means is that this one has a lot of app functionality. It even has a thumbprint reader on it so that you don't necessarily need your phone, but if you want to walk up to it and turn it on with your ID of your thumb or your finger, then you can. Now just talking looks-wise, I think the T1 looks a little bit better. I like the colorway that this one offers. This is like a gunmetal gray color, whereas the step-through model has two colors, kind of sand color and a bright orange, kind of reddish color. This one I would say is built for comfort. This one's built for speed, if that makes any sense. I can ride all day in this one because it has a very upright riding position, and for me, I tend to gravitate toward that because when I'm looking for a budget-friendly commuter or fitness bike is something that I can commute with. Something that's easy to ride, that gets long range, and can get up the hills that I have in my area. I'm happy to report that both of these do that, and do that very well, actually. So let's just go over geometry. This one has a little bit more of an upright riding position. It has that step-through frame. It doesn't have such a long reach on it, whereas this one is kind of more your traditional single-speed looking bike. And both of them don't really look like e-bikes at all. Now, I've had both of these bikes for a little over 6 months, and I've ridden the snot out of both of them. I've taken them both on my commute, which is 20 miles there, 20 miles back, so 40 miles round trip. And I've taken both of these bikes to San Francisco, throughout the city, with me and my friends, and we've had an absolute blast on both of them. But what I'm going to do right now is just stop blabbing about it and show you some riding clips, and then we'll come back for my final thoughts, and hopefully your purchasing decision gets a little bit easier with these two bikes. All right, let's go. We're in now sport mode. Oh, there we go. Sport mode, baby. That's the one. In the lightest gear. Now we're just pedaling. Oh, that's great, dude. Torque-based sensors are the best, for sure. No matter, depends on you, how much effort you're putting in. These are silent. They're quiet. And they feel good, like smooth. And I'm hauling ass. The shifting feels super crisp. And more has to do with the Shimano shifting, but it feels nice and crisp. And having that, torque-based sensor, like the more effort you put in and the more it gives back, that's what it's all about. That feels great. It feels very natural, smooth, and again, that shifting is so crisp. I think an 8-speed shift is perfect. We're still at 90% battery. We've been out here for like 3 hours, dude. This shit's crazy. Absolutely nuts. I really like how this like Shimano shifting works. So you have this thumb lever right here to go into an easier gear, and you got the trigger to go into a harder gear, and each click is very satisfying feeling. Doing
The normal mode right now.
how's it feel?
It was great. I was in touring mode, which is also super chill. Gonna test all of the modes. We'll see how we fly. We're gonna make a right on 19.
Coming up on a larger hill. We're in turbo mode, so let's see if we can get up it. We're in the last easiest gear. Putting out a little bit of effort here. This is crazy. Oh, okay. There we go. The more effort you put in, the more it gives you. That's cool. Beautiful scenery. It's easy. This is easy. Like, I've done this ride or this hill on an actual bike, and it's hard. But this is easy. I mean, yeah. Still goosing it just a little bit. Getting a little bit of a workout, but that's good. You know, you don't want e-bikes to do everything for you, right? Got to the top, and my heart rate's going. Not easy. That was easy, actually. It feels like you're 1,000 times stronger than you actually are. You know, it's like someone's there pushing on the back of you to keep you going fast. And that's why we ride bikes, dude. That's why we ride bikes, to have fun. Getting on some gravel here on our commute this morning. Uh-oh. Yes. I love the upright riding position off-road. It's very mountain bike feeling. Yeah, because you're so upright and relaxed. And these, yeah, the combination of these tires. Made it to work with 2 bars left. That's 20 miles total and 1,000 feet of elevation. Now we're charging the bike. Let me see. Yep, charging. Boom, baby. Here we are on a brand new day. I'm taking out the T1 on my commute. 20 miles there, 20 miles back. 1,500 feet of elevation, and you just turn it on by pressing the button, or you can hop over to the app, make sure that it's paired with your phone, and then long press this unlock button, which will power it on, tell you all the stats about it, the battery, the distance, and also you can change the riding settings, the riding mode in the settings here, which I did. I put it on max mode, and I pretty much kept the bike in turbo the entire ride. Here you have the different levels of pedal assist, and right now we're going up this hill, which is about 5% grade, and I'm cruising up it no problem at all. The best part about going uphill is definitely the downhill. Now, both of these bikes have a longer wheelbase and a little bit of a longer chainstay, so when you're cruising downhill at fast speeds, it feels very planted and it's confidence inspiring. It actually feels really stable too, because it's pretty long. As compared to, you know, the other bikes that I've been riding. So now I'm just cruising to work, talking about the bike and how comfortable it is. The T1 definitely is a little bit more stretched out, and you feel like you're bent over a little bit more on the bike versus an upright riding position. So if you like that, then you'll gravitate toward the T1 probably. And now I'm going up this hill, which is pretty steep, and I'm happy to report that this bike chews up hills. It's really easy to ride, it's fast. You can see on the stem right here that you can clip your phone on there. On both bikes, they have this integrated stem where you have this phone mount, so you can mount your phone on both bikes that comes with the mount. You just stick it to your phone, lock it into place, and then you're off, and you can look at all the stats while you're riding. It's pretty slick in that regard. Because both bikes are so similar with battery and power, they feel very similar when riding one or the other. Both bikes, they ride pretty much the same. So if you're more used to a traditional bike, kind of hunched over a little bit more, kind of tucked, I would say, then you might gravitate toward the T1. But if you like a more upright riding position, just more relaxed, then the step-through model is going to be the one for you. Now, Because they're so similar, let's just hop into my final thoughts. Okay, so I've had a blast on both of these bikes. Each one shares the same guts, the same battery, and the same type of sensor. So instead of these being a cadence-based sensor, they're a torque-based sensor. And you heard me say that throughout the entire video, but a torque-based sensor feels much more fluid and way more natural than like a cadence sensor. The price points on each are under $2,000. This one's under $1,500, and this one's just shy of $2,000. So I mean, you're getting a lot of bike here for the amount of money that you're paying for. Bikes to me are just a vehicle for me to hop onto and just go. I do like the fact that you have so much customization in the T1. In the app, you can really dial in your ride settings, what type of ride you're on, have a lot of security features with this one. So if you're the type of person that likes to use your phone a lot, to look at what your bike is doing, to check charging and to check stats and to lock it, unlock it, have the fingerprint scanner, all of that stuff, then definitely the T1 is the way to go. But if you'd rather just hop on your bike, turn it on with a physical button and just start going, then this one is much easier in that sense. I was able to get to work no problem on both of them and get up hills no problem on both of them. I did have to charge while I was at work, but that's no big deal because you can just plug them in while you're working and it's very easy. Now, another thing that both of these bikes share are the lightness of them. They both come in at about 35 pounds, and that's light enough to lift up, move around, and they don't look like e-bikes. They just look like bicycles. So really, you can't go wrong with either bike. So that's pretty much it. Both of these bikes were a ton of fun to ride. Bikes are fun, and when you have a motor on them with a torque-based sensor, that just brings the fun level and the ease of use just up a couple notches. If I missed anything or you have any questions, just leave them down below in the comments and I will answer every single one of them. You guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and I will check you in the next video. Bye-bye.